Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday already. Wow, this week is just flying by. Hopefully it's flying by for each and every one of you thus far. Tomorrow is TGIF. Yes, yes, yes. Finally Friday. Fiendish Friday, I got a I got an exclusive for you guys. It's one that I got to screen the other day, and wow is all I can say. You'll find out tomorrow on that one. Today's is a very good one. It's a classic. It's probably the best movie I have watched this week as far as movies go. Usually I reserve Friday for the best movie of the week, but Friday is an amazing film, and it's a new film. It's a one that will blow you guys' minds. This one's from 1990. I don't know if there's a different cut of this one. I'm pretty sure there is out there, other than being able to see the extra gore in the documentary on the film. It kind of suffers in places because of it. So it's only running at about an hour and 28 minutes. Stars Tony Todd, the none other than Candyman himself. The beautiful Patricia Tallman. Towles, who was amazing in as Otis in Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and as well as Sheriff Wydell in House of a Thousand Corpses, etc., etc., etc. The man needs no introduction. He is an amazing was an amazing addition to the horror community. He will be sadly missed. Rest in peace there. And then we got McKee Anderson, William Butler, who I'm on the fence with as a filmmaker. He's the man responsible for Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis, and Rave to the Grave. So, with that being said, that's why I'm on the fence with him. Because he's done this, and he also was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface, which I really love that one as well. After that, the franchise just falls apart. It's one of my favorite. The first three of those are just top notch. The first one being my favorite film of all time. If I haven't brought that one up before with you guys, let me know if you guys want me to review Chainsaw Massacre. It's one that I want to do, but I'm afraid to do it because it's been so overdone, and I don't know what people will think if there's yet another review on one of the greatest horror films of all time. Some will argue with me on that one. For me, it is. I'll just say that. Now, back to this one. And it's directed by Tom Savini, who, the special effects master from stuff from Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow, Day of the Dead, Night Riders, a lot of Romero stuff the guy worked on. Two Evil Eyes, what else is there? There's The Prowler, there's Maniac. Oh gosh, there's so many others that the man has in his filmography that is just top-notch work. And this is 1990s, The Night of the Living Dead. I thought, why not do the 1990 version since I already did the 56? Or, I mean, the 66. Oh, it's not 50s, Matthew. It's the 60s. Since I already did the first one, I thought, why the heck not and do the other one while we're at it? Now, this release is an older one. It's the Columbia Films release from Century, I believe, is who released this. There's your special features on there, guys. Alright, as far as the inside goes, it is a no reversible cover artwork as usual, which is a standard with most films. It does come with a nice little booklet, or a nice little fold out that gives you a little bit of information, gives you an index card as well. And then you got the reversible widescreen full screen format on that one, which is very nice because I like to use the widescreen. Most people nowadays are wised up to widescreen. I don't. Does anything come in full frame anymore? I'm not for sure anymore. Nothing against it, but you get your pictures cut off and you're zoomed way in on everybody, which is kind of weird. Now on to the movie. What is it about? It's about a group of 7 strangers. They're stuck in a remote farmhouse. It starts off with this brother and sister who are driving out to see their mother's grave out in rural Pennsylvania. Rural. That's a fun word to say. Rural. Rural Pennsylvania and farmland, basically. They get out there to this cemetery, which God bless Savini and his cinematic genius on this one. For being his first film, the guy made that cemetery look ginormous. When that cemetery, you could walk across it in less than 30 minutes. That's how small this cemetery is. It's a very, very, very small cemetery, but he made it look massive, which is just a stroke of genius. I love that. I love when you can show people one thing and it's really not, you're the magician is coming through in him, because that's what he always wanted to be when he was a kid, was a magician. How true is that? He said that in one of the many commentaries of his that I've seen, but I can't remember which one. For some reason, I want to say it was Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I could be very, very, very wrong, because he also did commentaries on Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. I think he has 2 different ones on Dawn of the Dead. He also did Martin. I think he's got one on Creep Show. I'm pretty sure he has one on Maniac. I think he does. If not, there is a documentary on there about Maniac. Now, back to this one. So you're treated with them going to the cemetery to see the mother. The classic "They're coming to get you" Barbara line comes out, and this Bill Mosley plays the part of the brother of Johnny, which is nice. God bless you, Bill. You are the man. Everything for what you do, man. I love your work. So then you're fast forward just a little bit. You finally get to see your first zombie. First zombie, and much like with the original, Johnny and the first zombie get in a fight. Johnny falls and hits his head off of a grave marker and kills him instantly, which I would imagine that would, because the way he hits it is pretty rough. Like every time I see it on both the original and this one, I cringe because it's very cringe inducing. So she gets away, ends up in this small farmhouse where there is a couple of zombies in there. She's treated by Uncle Reg, the zombie, which is a very portly man. Very portly, bigger guy with suspenders, kind of a intimidating kind of zombie, and then you flash forward a little further, and you're finally treated to Tony Todd coming into the film as Ben, and Tony Todd, it just crushes it in his role as Ben in this movie. Like nobody else could have came close enough to touch Dwayne Jones' original performance, because that man, he was amazing in that. He's another actor that will be missed as Dwayne Jones. He didn't do very much in the horror community. His filmography wasn't ginormous by any means, though. I couldn't even name off how other than Ganja and Hess is the only other film of his that I've seen. And so Tony Todd and Patricia Tallman's character, they close up the house, or they get the zombies out of the house, They're then met by Tom Towles, William Butler, McKee Anderson, and Kate Finneran, because that's both Harry Cooper's wife. Oh shoot, I can't think of her name. It starts with an H as well, and then oh shoot, the other girl's name. Oh, she had two names, but anywho, they're down in the basement. They've been held up down there, thinking that whatever upstairs will go away. Essentially did in ways because of Dwayne Jones, Tony Todd and Patricia Tallman's characters. Now, I'm not gonna go too much further into the story. That's just a beginning little jump. You get some amazing special effects in here. You get as far as the story goes compared to the original, it stays pretty true, except for the ending is much different. There is little things here and there that's different. Other than that, it stays pretty true. God bless you, Savini. You know, say what you want about Tom, but the guy is a accomplished filmmaker. He can direct. I think he's written. He's produced. He's acted in, and he's a special effects guru. Like, the guy is well rounded. Granted, his special effects are a little out of date by today's standards, but they're still classic. They're what we grew up on, and they're what destroyed our filthy little minds when we were young, and just getting into the horror community with films like this. Now, what would I go on some sort of rating for this one? Technically, like I said, it's got a couple of little things here and there where you can tell stuff's been cut out. As far as like gore, there's a particular scene that always sticks out in my head, and that's when William Butler's character is forced to shoot a zombie at point blank range in the face. It goes to shoot, he closes his eyes and pulls the trigger, but you see nothing. Like, it immediately cuts, like it feels like it should have been there, and it really was supposed to be there, which if you watch on the special features, you'll see that there was more gore to this. And not to say that the gore is bad anyways, the zombies are probably the best zombies I have seen in a film for a while. Like, they look legit like dead people, you know. It looks very, very good. They did top-notch job on this. So I'm going to give it a 4. And the only reason it's not a 5 is because I don't give out 5s too often. But it is definitely very good. The only movie that I've seen lately that I'd give a 5 on a technicality scale would be The Irishman, and it'd get a 4 on entertainment. That one would get a solid 9. It is very, very good. Scorsese crushed it with that one. Which, by the way, if you guys got Netflix, check that one out. It is well worth the watch. It is long. Don't let that runtime intimidate you, because it is good. So we got a 5 and a 4. So we got a solid 9 on this one. That's pretty good for a remake. The only other remake that I feel that does, well, 2 remakes that I feel can touch this is the Blob remake from the 80s, and of course the Thing remake. I think that one's the best out of the 3. All 3 of them, though, are amazing. Alright, guys, I'm running up onto 14 minutes. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to leave you guys alone, let you guys get back to your morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I shall see you tomorrow, like I said, with an amazing exclusive that I was luckily able to screen it for you guys. Alright, y'all. Peace as always.